The phone rang one midweek afternoon. Just 3 syllables, delivered in a tone that bordered on indifference. "We have to release you." My gaze fixed on the carpet beneath the desk in the workspace I had constructed from nothing. The expansive panes of glass, the gleaming metal fixtures, the photograph in its elegant frame capturing my family beaming proudly in front of the inaugural eatery. The man who was my wife's father avoided my eyes entirely as he uttered those words. His delivery carried that subtle viciousness perfected only by those who confuse authority with value. "Your contributions have been beyond measure," he tacked on, his attention glued to the screen in his hand. "Yet your pace has diminished. 45 years old. A decade and a half pouring in 70-hour stretches." The scent of oil and citrus cleaner still lingered subtly on my palms. A single chuckle escaped me, arid and faint, resembling more of a stifled hack. He offered no reciprocal amusement. As I emerged into the open air, the atmosphere struck me as alien. The chill of late autumn. My exhalations forming delicate vapors. I remained stationary, transfixed by the emblem I had crafted myself, the one that had lost all significance. She failed to pick up when I dialed. My spouse, my collaborator in life. A message arrived shortly thereafter. "We can discuss this evening. Try to stay composed." Stay composed. That expression always preceded the moment when someone stripped away what was yours. I trudged back to our residence. Each footfall grew weightier, more muted. The surroundings faded into one overriding notion. 15 years devoted to their gain. A meal had been prepared and awaited. Her mobile device rested on the kitchen surface, its screen emitting a soft illumination from an incoming notification. I hadn't intended to glance, yet my identity was absent from the display. His was present instead. He will comprehend. He invariably does. A gradual descent gripped my gut. She registered my reaction, swiftly concealing the phone in her garment. "Difficult work day?" Her inquiry came out even, her gaze evading mine. I affirmed with a tilt of my head, uttering no words. Observed her decanting vino as if this were merely an ordinary midweek evening. Her digits remained steady. Mine quivered. When she resumed speaking, the manner was relaxed. Excessively so. "Father mentioned you handled it gracefully." I curved my lips upward. Handled what precisely? The termination of my existence's labor. The shattering of my faith. Her image reflected in the pain was more defined than her actual countenance. She retained her allure, intentionally preserved. Meticulously upheld, akin to the dining establishments, akin to the deception. We consumed our food without conversation. Subsequently, she brushed her lips against my face in a platonic gesture, murmured, "We will resolve this somehow," and ascended the stairs to contact him. The latch engaged with a soft snap. His name echoed once more, followed by chuckles, gentle and personal. It no longer registered as surprise. It had evolved into acknowledgement. All that I had erected was intended for their benefit, and I had been the naive individual who financed the base. The following dawn, I visited the financial institution. My purpose was to terminate my remaining account, the one initiated during my 10th year. A relic from youth long overlooked. $500 gifted by my mother and father. The clerk grinned, entered data, then halted abruptly. Her demeanor shifted, a blend of bewilderment and apprehension. "Mr." she uttered, her tone diminutive. "This particular account includes an ongoing equity acquisition program. It has been operational since the year 1985. I flickered my eyelids. "Pardon me?" She produced the record. Sheets continued to emerge. The equities designation appeared prominently, aged and modest. Greenway Technologies Incorporated. My inhalation faltered. My dad had referenced that title once when I was 12, stated it was reserved for the future. I assumed it was mere anecdote. The figures caused my legs to buckle. 7 digits, multiple among them. I departed without a syllable. The environment resonated remotely, as if perceived through a layer of water. Upon returning to the house, I accessed the secure compartment, retrieved our wedding document, and positioned it adjacent to the financial summary. 2 artifacts of faith wrongly placed. That evening, slumber evaded me. I remained in the shadows, recalling each instance her father had declared, "You are family to us now," and each occasion she had grinned upon hearing it. I examined the eatery chain's official records. The enterprise had been transferred beneath a parent entity, one I had approved signatures for long before, under her birth surname, my endorsement, their earnings. The disloyalty extended beyond the heart. It was foundational, meticulously designed. Fury did not surge within me. A calmer sensation emerged, precise and calculable. 7 days hence, the legal advisor verified the details. I possessed no ownership. Every paper I had inscribed conveyed authority to the familial estate. Hers. He appeared uneasy, inquired whether I wished to challenge it. I grinned. Negative. I now held an alternative, something more ancient, more resilient. That night, she returned to discover the record displayed across the cooking area surface next to one vessel of vino. She furrowed her brow, lifted it, scanned the heading. Greenway Technologies. I observed her pupils traversing the sheet, gradually, intently, until the aggregate materialized. Her mouth separated slightly. Is this affirmative? She fixed her stare upon me. You possess wealth? I provided no response. I simply witnessed the comprehension traversing her features like an approaching tempest. Easing initially, then dread, for she grasped the implication. I had not informed her father. I had revealed it to no one. And she comprehended precisely the consequence. I filled a glass for myself, the variety her father favored. You exploited me, I stated softly. To construct your dominion, to conceal your liaison, to launder your finances. Her lips parted, then sealed. It was not refusal. I pushed a dossier over the surface. Contained within, her communications, her dialogues, the movements from the business funds to her father's advisory operation. I duplicated everything prior to departure. I mentioned each one. Her complexion drained. You may retain the dining venues, I proceeded. Retain him. Retain the realm. She blinked repeatedly. Then what is your desire? I inclined nearer, my tone barely audible. Absence of sound and separation. I rose, passed by her en route to the exit. Where are you headed? She questioned, her voice fracturing. I glanced rearward a single time. To a home, though not the one familiar to her. I positioned myself in the vehicle beyond the dwelling of my youth. The illuminations were extinguished. The foliage appeared diminished in scale. My progenitors had passed when I reached 19. I had never fathomed their serene assurance, their habits of conserving, allocating resources, strategizing. Now comprehension dawned. They had foreseen the world's potential harm to visionaries. They had fashioned for me a retreat I was unaware I would require. I unfolded the record once more. The numerals shimmered subtly in the instrument panel glow. Elation did not fill me, only tranquility. They had seized all within their reach, but this eluded them. When my communication device vibrated, I permitted it to continue. Then I deactivated it. The exterior realm was dark and boundless, yet for the initial occasion it lacked chill. Seemed vacant, and that suited me precisely. Concluding thought. Certain obligations are settled without utterance, and mine had just been fulfilled.